Hey y'all, this is Clark Smith Adventures, and I wanted to come on here and let everyone know why I haven't posted anything in the last couple years. One is that YouTube makes it absolutely impossible for you to make any kind of money off their platform. You literally have to post constantly on YouTube to make any kind of money. And I don't have the time. And I don't have the, equipment to do that. My phone is old. It's old. It's outdated. And it literally takes 5-6 hours for me to post any kind of video. Now I can post a short very fast, but when you have outdated software, it just takes a while. So a couple of days ago, it marked 2 years since we moved here to West Virginia from Maryland. We moved an hour and a half away to West Virginia, and I really haven't been back to Baltimore or Maryland since. I'll go see my father, but I don't, have anyone really else that I go see, so I don't have really a desire to go to Maryland. Whether you listen to this video or not, that's up to you. But I just have to get things out right now. So I suffer from debilitating depression. And I know a lot of people are like, well, I have depression. Well, I have depression too. And we all have depression. But I get to the point where I literally don't want to kill myself, unalive myself. But I just don't want to be here anymore. And with depression, it's like a cold. You never know when it's going to come on. I've had depression all my life. It can be hereditary. I know a few family members that have it. So I definitely got it from somewhere. But the point I was making before was that the easiest platform to make money off of, and you still have to work at it, is Facebook Reels. So I've just been posting on Facebook Reels for the last, year or so. So if you ever want to check out my Facebook Reels, I think it's under Amy Clark Smith, but I'm not quite sure. Could be under Clark Smith Adventures. I don't know. I've just been in a daze for a year. Last year, it started with, and I'm not going to go into real big detail because I don't want to put anyone's business out there. I broke up with my best friend of 20 years. This is someone that I've talked to every day on the phone for 20 years. She might not think that I am hurt about this, but I'm very, very deep hurt that we don't talk anymore. And I miss her every day. But I knew it was something that I had to do. And I could go into detail, but I'm not. Because there's a lot of things that I could say, but I'm not that type of person. So, but that was number one. That started last year in February. Let's just say that I knew that it was something that I had to do. And I knew that eventually this would have happened. I knew this was going to happen eventually. I knew it. Because she also, I can't talk. She also suffers from things. You know what I mean? The second reason, and this is a big one, and it really hurt me, and I'm not over it, is that I lost my dog. My soul dog. I used to videotape with her all the time. I'd stick her in the car. She was my ride or die. She was my soulmate. Literally, she was my child. I lost my dog, and I'm not over that at all. In fact, it hurt me that I even texted my ex-best friend even after we were not talking. And I said, you know, my dog died. And because my ex-best friend knew that, like, this dog was like my child, you know, that really hurt me really bad. Because I got no response. Like, I don't care about you. Who cares if your dog died? Kind of thing. Excuse me. I'm smoking. But, so yeah, that was a lot. I want her back. I know this is not possible, but the way she passed was like traumatic. It was very traumatic, and I'm not over it. And we have a dog, and I rescued her. That's a whole other thing. We rescued her from my job. I work part-time at an animal shelter, and I rescued, and she's an amazing dog, and I love her so much, but she's not Raven. Raven was my ride or die. She was my child. And if you have never had that happen, you don't know. Like, people are like, it's just a dog. Like, just get another dog. And I'm like, you don't understand. This dog had been with me through awful times, great times, celebrations, just everything. She was always there. So, and I still get emotional. I still get very, like, sobbing, mourning, weeping, uncontrollable. Just, I miss her so much. I didn't even mourn the loss of my grandparents recently as much as I've mourned the loss of this dog. So things in 2025 are still trickling over to this year. I worked a job. I actually quit this job. I worked there for like a month, and it was like hell. It was hell on wheels. So that I was very busy with this job until I got this other job, but I was very busy with this job, and it was awful. The hours were awful. It was like 8 a.m. to like 6. And people were like, well, that's not bad. Not when you have a dog at home you have to take care of, especially like an old dog you have to take care of. So the town where I worked, it was Middletown, Maryland. And if you know Middletown, you know. It's literally looks like a Stephen King movie. A set from a Stephen King movie. I wasn't going to talk about this, but I'm like, gosh darn it. You people did me wrong. I got actually recruited for this job. When you work in an industry for such a long time, they circulate, like people circulate your resume. Be like, oh, she's worked here, blah, 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 blah. She'd be a good fit for this position. So they called me out of the blue. These people called me out of the blue. And they wanted a receptionist for their facility, for their place. I want to put them on blast so bad. But I'm not going to. Let's just say it's Dr. M.O. Dr. M.O.'s office. So I go in there, I get no kind of training at all. The office manager literally is like clueless, delusional, and I like Taylor Swift, but she's like a Swiftie. And she's just didn't train me at all. Set me up for failure. Threw me to the wolves. I don't know what it is about Middletown, Maryland. The place is just weird. It's just weird. People are weird there. Anyway, the reason why I quit is because he would talk to me out of the side of his neck all the time. And it wasn't just me. He talked to, I heard him say crap to people, to other people. And I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Why am I at this miserable, horrible place where one of our job duties was to blow leaves with a leaf blower? Ew. Like, I'm a receptionist. The place was like extremely busy. He is a good veterinarian, but he is the biggest jerk I've ever come across in my whole life. Oh, this place. Okay, so it started like the office manager who's like, oh my God. So she's like, you will never be by yourself. That's how she talked. You'll never be by yourself up front. Because the place was like extremely busy all the time. All day long. The phone rang nonstop. Several phone lines ringing all the time. All day long. You'll never be by yourself. That's how she was. So what happens? I'm by myself. So I'm by myself and I'm going crazy. Like, by myself. And the jerk veterinarian, the owner, he comes in and he's like, Amy Clarkson, Amy, you gotta do this, and don't forget to do that. So I was like, okay, I guess he didn't like my response, but okay, it's getting done. Like, you don't have to keep telling me to do stuff, because I know right here, like, I know what to do. Okay. So I'd be working, and we had to have these labs that we had to check. For what? I don't know. It's not even our job. You're the veterinarian. Why am I checking labs? And he comes up and he like slams shit on my desk. In front of me, in front of people. And he's like, you did this wrong. And this, blah, 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 this is how you do it. And blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay, so you have one more opportunity to talk to me sideways before I cuss you the fuck out. So then one day I got called into the office, his office, and the system where we had to work, you had to write everything out because they're too cheap. You assholes are too cheap to like update your system. It was like a system that I used to work on in the 1990s. But you're too cheap. So you had to type everything out, like what's wrong with the patient, what the patient needs, blah, 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 blah. He calls me in the office. This is unacceptable. You have so many grammatical errors, like in front of everyone. Grammatical errors. I'm like, I said, what grammatical errors? What? I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? You need to go through all your grammatical errors right now. I went up there and there was a girl working with me. Oh, finally. Because they'd leave me alone all the damn time. So finally, and I said, such and such, I cannot help you. I cannot do anything without checking every one of my grammatical errors. She was like, are you kidding me? She's like, he's such an asshole. And I said, yeah, I know. So I went and I checked all my grammatical errors, and I had one. I spelled and wrong. I had one grammatical error. The thing that really got to me, the one that was like the straw that broke the camel's back, was we had a guy, this like, I don't know if you know the area, that like there's a lot of rich people that like to be entitled and push their weight on you. And he's like, my dog needs to come in for a dental, and I'm a anesthesiologist, and you don't need to put him under anesthesia, because I guess this dog was like a shithead, an asshole, and he wanted less things done as possible. So I typed it up and I said, he's coming in for a dental, and light anesthesia, blah, blah, blah. This is what the customer wants. Okay. So he calls me and I'm like, what the What do you want now? What do you want now, Dr. M.O., you psychopath? You freaking mental retardation psycho idiot? This was his face. All the time. That was his face. So, he calls me in the office, we don't do light anesthesia. You need to call him back and blah, blah, blah. So that was like a big thing. I said, I'm just giving what the customer is asking for. He says that he knows you and he does this all the time with this dog. Well, that's, this is ridiculous and you're ridiculous. I said, that's it. That moment, I was like, I'm done. Fool me once, fool me twice. So I said, I'm done. I was going to quit anyway. So what happened was, I came in on a Friday. Of course, they, have to get rid of you on a Friday. I came in before I could log in. She was like, I need to talk to the office manager. Dumb pants. I need to talk to you for a minute. Don't even punch in, okay? So I go in the office, and of course, I'm by myself with her. Dr. M.O. and all his little minions are nowhere to be found. His other doctors. Nowhere to be found. Because he's a coward. And he can't be there. He can't be there. So she's like, Dr. M.O., he noticed that you're just not happy here. I just think we're just going to let you go, okay? My response was like, I think she was just shocked. I was like, yay! That's what I said. I was like, well, thank you. You are doing me a favor. And the reason why I'm not happy is because I got no kind of training. I get yelled at constantly. He's an asshole. So yeah. I was like, you can go ahead and fire me, but I'm quitting anyway. So, but I was a little bit more classy about it. Just saying. And then the other doctor that was there was like, she was the most stuck-up person I've ever met. She was nice to me, but I would see her and she'd be like, and that heifer was on that Pop the Balloon show on social media where you go and you're trying to find a mate, and it's like a line of dudes and they have balloons, and if they don't like you or they don't like how you look, they pop the balloon because they don't want your ass. And I think everybody popped their effing balloon on her ass. She was on there. The veterinarian that I worked with, his little colleague, was on there. And she used to shoo me away all the time. She'd shoo everyone away. I don't know. Ugh. And I don't care. I don't care that I'm making this video. I don't care. Don't care. And you can't come after me for it. This is social media. I didn't say what your name was. I didn't say what the name of your veterinary office was. I mean, if you live in Middletown, you can kind of figure it out. But that place was awful. It was satanistic. It was demonic. There was a freaking graveyard across the street. That should tell you something. And then this other girl, this suck-up girl, I found out that she was going behind my back and telling Dr. Fucktard that I was doing something wrong and I said this and I did this and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I wasn't happy there. I've never been let go in my whole life. I'm a good person. I'm a fun-ass person. I am fun as shit when you get to know me. But obviously I didn't mesh well. Oh, and one other thing. This really pissed me off.